Check out Paddy's Rewards Club. Place 5 bets of £10 or more across any sport in a week and get a £10 free bet the next week. Paddy Power, you beauty! Max £10 bonus per person per week. Excludes shop bets. Selected odds. Conditions and exclusions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Hi there, a very warm welcome along to the Racing Post Weekend Postcast. I'm Bruce Millington, and joining me today to look ahead to a fantastic Saturday which features Trials Day at Cheltenham are my Racing Post colleagues James Hill and making a very welcome Postcast debut, Mr. Tom Park. Tom, as hopefully you all know, is the shroody who writes the anti-post tipping column for the Racing Post and has got loads and loads of really big value bets for the festival already in the can. What's your favourite one at the moment, Tom? Who do you like best?
I like Elegant Escape's chances in the National Hunt Chase. I was pleased that...
what did you tip him up at?
I think it was 25 to 1. I think.
Ooh,
it might have been cut to 20 on the day, I'm not sure, but it was 20 or 25 to 1. I just think that it was a good thing presenting Percy. I think presenting Percy's a bit of a monster, but he'll be going to the RSA now, and yeah, I think
that's looking good.
He stays well, and Tizards haven't been running well all season, but he looks good over fences. I think he'll be better at the festival as well.
Brilliant stuff. Okay, coming up on the show today, we've got 4 races on Saturday from Cheltenham on ITV4. It's Trials Day, and we've got some really big names, including Bristol de Mai. We've got 3 really good races at Doncaster as well. The lads will be looking at all the other cards, and then we'll have a quick look at Sunday as well. Unfortunately, something's happened. The Gremlins have got in, and we can't get the lads in Ireland. But DJ has sent me his tips. So the beauty there is you get all his wisdom without the waffle. So that's got to be good. Obviously, as is tradition with the postcast, when we get a debutant, we ask a few questions just to get to know them. So, Tom, which football team do you support?
Sunderland, unfortunately.
Ah, bless your heart. Favourite flavour of crisps?
Salt and vinegar.
Really?
Yeah.
How many packets of crisps do you eat a week?
I'm not a big crisp fan,
Aren't
to be
you?
honest. No, my girlfriend, she loves crisps.
What's her favourite flavour?
Anything that involves potatoes, I think.
Puppies or kittens?
Puppies.
Good man. And how many times did you cry in 2017, do you reckon?
I can't count. Too many to count.
Oh, really?
I'm a bit of an emotional wreck at times, yeah.
I thought you roughy-tufty northeast dudes, that was illegal.
Just put on a hard face.
Oh, good lad. Excellent. OK, Tom, you're very welcome. Hopefully you've got some winners. James has been studying long and hard as well, so we'll get cracking straight away, and we'll start with the first of the televised races at Cheltenham on Saturday. It's on ITV4. It's going to be a great day. Really looking forward to it. Weather not great. Going definitely going to be soft, just depends on how much rain gets into the ground. But the 150 is the Festival Trials Handicap Chase. And because we haven't got anyone from Paddy Power this week, I am reading the Paddy Power betting. Don't forget, bigger prices may be available elsewhere. But here's how Paddy Power bet. On the 150 at Cheltenham, it's 9 to 2. Kustar Sivela, 5 to 1 Frodons, 5 to 1 Ballyhill, 7 King's Odyssey, 10 007, 12 Shanty Fly, 12 Drumley Street and 14 Bar. Tom, you are the guest, so you're going first. Who's going to win this?
I really like the favourite, Kustar Sivela. I think he's been given a huge chance by the handicapper. He's £3 lower than when he ran at the festival. And he's done nothing wrong over fences, beaten not far by Finian's Oscar, and then reversed the form and move of the times. Beaten by a good one of Neil Mulholland's, I think, that day. And off a mark of 135, I think he's a good bit better than that. And I think at a price 007 might outrun his odds. But I think Aintree is probably his big target. So yeah, I think Kustar Sivela's the one to beat. Definitely.
I needed Kustar Sivela to win at the festival last year to absolutely get me out of trouble. But he ran well, but couldn't quite get it done. James, who do you think is going to win this one?
Well, Tom mentioned 007. And he's been running well this season. 2 good runs at Newbury and Ascot, and he was dropped £1 for his effort last time. I think this is probably his best distance, 2.5 miles. He travels well, jumps well, and he's a sort of horse that seems to go on any ground, so I don't think the rainy conditions will be a problem for him. The favourite, definitely well-treated, Kustar Sivela. They really did crawl in the last 2 races he's running, so I'm just concerned with his lack of experience, whether the pace of the race might just catch him out a bit. He's only a novice, so I think at 10 to 1, good each-way play.
OK,
007.
So the boys are they kind of agree but disagree which is their number 1 choice. Tom likes Kustar Sivela with a side order of 007, and James is the other way around, his main fancy. 007, jolly good, we're off and running, 2.25, the Bet-Bright Trial, Cotswold Chase, and we've got a very big name. Looks Like Trouble. You have to go all the way back to 2000. Looks Like Trouble to find the last horse to win this and then follow up in the Gold Cup. But there will still be people, even though the Gold Cup isn't run at Haydock, who think Bristol de Mai is a contender. He is the 11-8 fav with Paddy Power to win the Cotswold Chase. It's 5-1 Definitely Red, 5 The Last Samurai, 11-2 American, 6 T for 2, 20 Theatre Guide, 25 The Quaintly Named Single Farm Payment, and 33 Perfect Candidate. So we've got each way betting, the flat 8. James, you're going to go first this time.
Well, I know older horses have a good record in this race, but I just get suckered into these younger, improving types. That's why I prefer American. I know he's coming off a poor effort in the Ladbrokes Trophy.
It was poor, wasn't it?
It was.
What do we do about that?
I watched the race again. I mean, he didn't, I think, run as badly as that pulled up figure necessarily suggests. I think they went such a hot pace as they always do in that race, and it just caught him out a bit. He's not a very experienced horse, very fragile. I think Harry Fry's said once that, you know, his race coming up could always be his last. I mean, you just never know when it might be the end of his career. He's so fragile. But he is very talented, and the key to him is soft ground, which he's going to get. A good jumper. And for me, he's one horse in the race who you feel could step up to the mark from what he's done, whereas the others are a bit more exposed.
Well, what do you make of Bristol?
Well, once again, I say again because he's done it before in his career, he disappointed just out of the blue at Kempton last time. And given that, I think his price is pretty short, really. I mean, you can say that he really needs soft ground, but I mean, it wasn't lightning quick ground or anything at Kempton. They had rain the evening before, and it was soft enough. They were finishing tired. And he just finished tamely again. And for all he's very talented, I just think he's beginning to prove a bit disappointing.
Well, he's either very uplifting or very disappointing.
Yeah.
Does he do it for you, Tom?
I think he's a bit of a one-track pony, to be honest. I think Haydock, soft ground, I mean, if he gets them conditions next year, it wouldn't surprise me if he was to win that race again. You can look at his King George run in two different ways. You either give him another chance, at which point he's probably a contender at the festival. He's not my kind of bet at the price that he is at the moment.
Who is your kind of bet then?
I think I like Definitely Red. I think he's a real solid each way bet in the race where you're getting 3 places. I just can't see him being out the top 3. I'm looking at something to beat Bristol de Mai. I get Jimmy's point about American, but I thought that run was too bad, to be honest, to be backing him on the back of that. I can't give him another chance. So yeah, Definitely Red for me.
Okay, 3 o'clock at Cheltenham is it's the Ballymore Classic Novices Hurdle, and Santini, a horse we were hoping to see last week but didn't, heads the market at 2-1 with Mulcahy's Hill at 7-2. Tickenbar at 5s, Black Op is 6s, and it's 13-2 Pacific de Bone, 8-1 Slate House 25, Bar, and Tom, you to serve.
I'm willing to give Slate House another chance. I just thought his run at Ascot was too bad to be true. He ran really well in November at the meeting there, beating Somerville Boy, which the form's been franked. And I know he's got a £5 penalty to shoulder to Santini, but I think that he's a good each-way alternative. I liked him before his Ascot run.
Was it that bad, the Ascot run? I mean, it's disappointing because, you know, the sky was the limit up till then. But, I mean, he's not got beat that far by some decent horses, hasn't he?
Giving weight away as well.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was travelling all right, and then he just he went out quite quickly, but he did stay on towards the finish. I think he's a good horse. I mean, after his Cheltenham run, in November, I thought he was a live festival contender. And as I said, the forms worked out well with Somerville Boy, so yeah, I'm willing to give him another chance at 8-9-1. I think he's
each way, or just in case Santini does prove to be excellent.
Yeah, he's a talking horse, isn't he? I think he's an each way bet. Yeah, I like him. I think that Ascot run was too bad to be true.
James, do you fancy Santini, or are you going to take him on?
I think I'm going to take him on. Worried particularly about this rain that falls for him. He looks more of a speed horse than anything. I mean, there are lots of nice types in here. It's a fantastic little race. The one that catches my eye is Black Op. He stepped up to this distance, 2.5 miles at Doncaster last time, won impressively enough. But it's his bumper form from last term, which is very interesting. He beat Claim in Take in Forgan, who was entered in this race, and beat Slate House at Ascot and won impressively that day, beat him and ended up being favourite for the Aintree bumper at the Grand National meeting. And he beat Tickenbar that day as well. Looks a big chasing type, so I don't expect the ground to be a problem for him. And he looks to have plenty of potential. And he's getting weight from Slatehouse and Tickenbar too.
Righty-ho, chaps, well done. And the final TV race on ITV4 on Saturday is the 3:35, the GalliardHomes.com Cleve Hurdle. Finian's Oscar back over hurdles, heads the market at 5-2. Twister has the second favourite in Holstone. And then it's Beer Goggles at 6-1. We'll talk about that in a moment. 6-1 the World's End, 7-1 Agripart, 8-1 Thomas Campbell, 12-1 Colin's Sister, 33-1 Bar. Now, before you guys give us what you think through your cold-hearted assessment of the form book, I mean, I just think with the Beer Goggles situation, one of the saddest stories we've had to cover ever in the Racing Post with the loss of Richard Woodacott in the week. His wife, Kaylee, is going to run Beer Goggles. There's a fundraiser to raise money in Richard's name and do, you know, great things for great causes there. We were looking at this as one of the stories of the flat season for all the right reasons, weren't we? You know, up-and-coming trainer, enjoying a slice of glory. It's now extremely poignant, and I guess everyone, whoever they backs in this race, is going to be rooting for Beer Goggles, aren't they? You know, and it would be, you know, it would be very, very lump in the throat time if he runs well. Let's hope he does. But, chaps, if we're having a bet, who do we think is going to win this race?
Well, the two who finished first and second on New Year's Day, Holstone and Agripart, I think both could run very well again. I'm going to take Agripart to turn the form around with Holstone. I think the step up in track will actually suit him. But he does need really soft ground, so it's just a question of how much rain falls. If a lot fell, I really would fancy his chances. But if not that much fell, he might just get outpaced by 1 or 2. But I'm given it's quite soft ground, I don't think you're going to need that much rain for it to get really quite testing at this time of year.
The trouble with Cheltenham, of course, James, is that, like, you know, it's got this little microclimate with the hills around. You know, you can look at a weather map and think it's going to absolutely chuck it down all over the place.
That's what they say.
Just miss it,
absolutely. It can, you know, go that side of the hill or whatever the rain sometimes, and it looks like it's heading north anyway. Most of the rain. So
you're going to go Agripart, and the more rain, the better. Yeah?
The more rain, the better. Yeah.
Tom Park, who do you like?
I'm a big Finian's Oscar fan. It's been hugely disappointing to see the way he's gone this season. I think they had to go back hurdling. I think he will still make a good chaser in time. But I mean, I had him down as a future Gold Cup horse at the start of the season. I thought he'd win whatever race he ran in at the festival. I still think he'll win at the festival.
Which race?
I think he'll run in the Stayers because I think he'll win tomorrow. And he's getting £3 from most of them. I think he's a real good thing tomorrow. I really like him. I think he's a class horse. His Ascot run wasn't even that bad, I didn't think. His class got him that close, really. I mean, he's got a huge engine.
Value at 5-2, Tom? Or just the right price?
I think he is. I think he's a class act in not the classes to fields. I mean, he was the top class novice last season, and I've yet to see a better performance than that even over 3 miles. And I think he's a big player come the festival.
Okay, quick one. Michael O'Leary thinks there should be a Ryanair chase for hurdlers, i.e. over 2.5 miles. Yes or no, James?
No.
Why?
Because I'm just worried about how it would kind of stretch the quality out over the 3 races, a champion hurdle.
I think everyone is, but...
In principle, it's a good idea. It's just a problem with hurdling. You've got these young horses also stepping up to go chasing as well. So you don't have as many hurdlers around as you would say
particularly
chasers.
now they're all buggering off to Australia the moment they show they've got any kind of stamina.
Well, yeah, you're not getting as many flat horses as we were 10 years ago. That's
what about you, Tom? Yes or no?
Yeah, it's not for me either. You look at the champion hurdle market and the stayers market at the moment. You've got Bouvedet at the top, and then it's a pretty poor race taking him out. The stayers is wide open, but there's not a class act in there yet to really establish himself. And if you have a 2.5 mile hurdle race this year, I mean, who'd be favourite for that?
Apple's Jade.
Well, Apple's Jade, would she still run in the mares?
Don't have the mares hurdle.
Well,
Don't know. Why'd you have a mare's hurdle over the trip, but not a championship all ages?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
There have over the last 10 years, there have been plenty of good 2.5 milers who haven't quite had the speed for the champion hurdle, and there just haven't been enough of them for me. Whereas when the Ryanair was created, there was a definite problem of the likes of Fonmore or whatever, horses like that, that just had nowhere to go. And there was a definite need for a race like the Ryanair. I'm just not quite sure there's enough good horses.
I just got a little pang when you said Fonmore. What a lovely old beast he was. Let's look at the rest of the Cheltenham card, because obviously it starts with a bang. At the 12:45, we've got the JCB Triumph Hurdle Trial, which has been won by Peace & Co and Defi Desoy in recent years, and the brilliant Apple Shaqiri runs here. She's the 11-4 Fav with Paddy Power to win the Triumph. You'd expect her to win this. Chaps, give me any thoughts you've got on the card. So we've obviously got her at 12:40. We've got the Good Novice Chase at 1:15, and then we've got the handicap to finish at 4:10. Anything in there, James, that isn't your nap?
Yeah, there's Mr. Whitaker in the second race at the Novice Handicap Chase 1:15. It's not quite as competitive as I thought it might be. It looked very hot at the 5-day stage. Still a good race, but Mr. Whitaker is a young, improving horse. Ran really well at Kempton last time, went second. And on his pedigree suggests that he will handle soft ground fine. So there might not be that much rain anyway by that stage. So he looks like a horse who could go very close to me. And in the final race at 4:10, the McManus horse Litorale C was an impressive winner at Ludlow last time. Effectively £10 higher now. It is interesting that Barry Geraghty was jocked up on him earlier in the week. And I think he's got a favourites chance. Yeah, the ground should be no problem for him, and Harry Fry's in tremendous form. So.
Lovely. Tom, anything else at Cheltenham for you?
Well, just with regards to Apple Shaqiri, I think she'll win tomorrow, no problem, but I really don't fancy her at the festival at all. I'm just not I'm not convinced one bit.
Who do you like for the Triumph at the moment?
I can't believe that Apple Shaqiri's 11-4 and Nicky Henderson's other horse, We Have a Dream, is 8-1. I just think his form's better. I think his performances are better. I think there's more scope for improvement. Apple Shaqiri's done it in small fields on soft ground at Cheltenham. I just think in a big field with a scorching pace, I'm dead against her. As I said, I think she'll win tomorrow, no problem.
Okay. Jolly good. Well done to Dave from Dublin, who is our latest competition winner. He wins a £25 free bet from Paddy Power for correctly answering the question on Monday's show. We are now going to look at the Doncaster TV action.
Check out Paddy's Rewards Club. Place 5 bets of £10 or more across any sport in a week and get a £10 free bet the next week. Paddy Power, you beauty! Max £10 bonus per person per week. Excludes shop bets. Selected odds. Conditions and exclusions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
The ITV4 cameras are at Donny. 3 really good races there. The first one is the 205. It's the Albert Bartlett River Don. Novices Hurdle, 5-2 Fav is Indian Hawk. These are Paddy Power prices. 4-1 Station Master, 5 Callet Mad, 5 Enniscoffey Oscar, 13-2 Samuel Jackson, 10 Classic Ben, 12 Bar. And Tom, away you go.
I like Indian Hawk. He's got good point form, impressed last time. And Davy Russell's an interesting booking for manure at Swade, I think. Yeah, I like his chances.
Okay.
I'd agree
James.
with Tom. In Indian Hawk.
2 votes for the Fav.
Yeah, I mean, it was impressive at Ludlow last time on his rules debut. Good pointer, as Tom said. It's interesting that they've just chucked him here into what is quite a hot race. And I think the step up to 3 miles won't be a problem at all. So
how good could he be?
He could be a potential Albert Bartlett winner. He could be that good. They had another good horse of Nicky Henderson's in this entered at the 5-day stage, Mr. Whip, but they've gone with this one. And I think stamina is definitely his forte, and he's got a touch of class about him too.
In the 240 at Donny on Saturday, we've got a hot Fav. It's the OLBG.com Yorkshire Rose Mares Hurdle. It's 8-11 Maria's Benefit, 9-2 Dusky Legend, 5 Irish Row, 8 Dame Rose, 12 The Nipper, 33-1 Smart Talk. Can you see beyond the Fav, James Hill?
I can actually. She's been put up about 16. I know this isn't a handicap, but she put up to a mark in the 150s, Maria's benefit, for a win at Taunton. I mean, she was impressive, but I'm not sure those behind her actually ran their race. What's more, this is a very different track from Taunton. Doncaster, a big galloping track. It's got a long straight, long way for her to last home. Whereas Irish Row, we know, likes Doncaster a lot. She's won her last 2 races there. And if she can handle a bit more softer ground, then I think she could give the favourite a fright.
Okay, excellent. Are you going to take the favourite on
I like
Parky?
Maria's benefit. I think she's a class apart, and I think she'll be a player come the festival. Although I noticed Willie Mullins has declared a horse at Fairy House called Lorena to run tomorrow, and I think that she could be quite good. I think she's about 9 to 1 non-runner, no bet for the festival. I think, yeah, but Maria's benefit, I think she'll win no problem.
By how far?
6-7 lengths. I think she's a class apart.
Okay, Tommy. Right, the 3:15 gets harder now. It's the Sky Bet Handicap Chase listed race and the double green of Messrs Menier and Suede. They've got the Fav again here in Lammy Surge, who is 11 to 4 with Paddy Power. It's 8 Flying Angel, 8 Wakanda, 8 Long House Hall, 10 Thumbstone Blues, 11 Pilgrim's Way, 12 Tenor Nivene, 12 good old Vibrato Valtap, 14 labelled Isobo and Must Meet Lady, and 16 bar Tom Park. We're going to go with a Fav.
Lammy Surge is a funny horse. I mean, I wouldn't be backing him at that kind of price. He is the class horse in the race.
What's funny about him?
He gets the front and he stops, or he gets the front too late. He's a hard one to get right. He has to be given such a perfect ride. I mean, he was brilliant when he won in France. That was a superb bit of riding from Darryl Jacob. And I actually think he might be a player if he runs in the Stayers Hurdle at the festival.
Is Davy Russell the man to kid him along and get him over the line in time?
Possibly. I'm a big fan of Davy Russell. Yeah, I just think, what is it, 5 to 2, 3 to 1?
11 to 4.
11 to 4.
Bit short.
Yeah, too
Coming
short
in
for me.
Give me some value.
I think you may laugh. I like Vibrato Valta.
I like him, but I'm not sure I back him.
I think this will have been a big target since he moved to Emma Lavelle. It was a good run last time. I'm looking to take Lammy Surge on. I think he and Wakanda are alternatives to do so. I think Wakanda will stay all day. I can't have Lammy Surge at that price.
So you're going to Dutch against the favourite with Vibrato Valtat and Wakanda. James, what's your strategy going to include?
Well, I think the favourite's a good bet.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
No messing?
Well, earlier in the week, he was about around the 9 to 2 mark, and I actually thought he was a great each-way bet then, quite simply because, I mean, he only has to get round, surely, to finish in the first 3. I mean, he's a class apart from these. But 11 to 4 still, I think he's a good bet for the win. He's basically a Grade 1 horse running against listed handicap chasers. It's £7 lower than his hurdle mark, but he also had good Grade 1 form of offences a few seasons back. Just my only concern would be if there was a lot of rain. I mean, he can handle soft ground fine. It's just it would make it more of a slog, and I don't really think that would necessarily play to his strengths. But if it stays pretty dry, I think he's got every chance.
OK, let's turn our attention to something completely different over in America at 10:35 on Saturday night. It's the Pegasus World Cup. Ridiculously valuable race, obviously. Takes place at Gulfstream Park. And the gun runner, the mighty gun runner, is the 8 to 11 Fav with Paddy Power, who also bet 6 West Coast, 6 Collected, 10 to 1 Sharp Azteca, 16 to 1 Toast of New York, and 25 bar. Any strong thoughts, Tom?
If you'd have seen my Breeders' Cup record over the years, you probably wouldn't be asking me that question. It's not very pretty. I tend to win all my money at Wetherby and then
you're normally
chuck it all
drunk and crying. That is
usually it. I mean, I'd love to see Toast of New York run well. Wouldn't that be a story? But yeah,
conclusion: no bet.
No bet for me.
What
Definitely
about you,
not.
James?
American racing's not really my thing, but I mean, I suppose gun runner's got to have a favourite's chance, hasn't he?
Okay, let's get back to
Toast of New York. But
let's get back to the GB and Ireland action on Saturday. We've done Cheltenham. We've got the rest of Doncaster. something may have caught your eye at Fairyhouse. We've got Kempton, we've got Lingfield, you've got Utoxeter. Any other fancies, chaps, that aren't your nap that you feel we need to know about? James, we'll start with you.
Yes, Forrest Behan has got top weight in the 350 at Doncaster. Funny horse. I mean, he's definitely talented with a turn of foot, and he won first time out this season off top weight. I still think he's on a good mark of 156. So I think this is definitely winnable. Just a question if he's jumping in hole together. If it can, I think he's got every chance.
6-1 with Paddy Power. Tom, anything else for you, or should we keep our powder dry till the nap?
As I said earlier, I mean, Willie Mullins has got a mare. I mean, I don't know what price it'll be tomorrow, but I think Lorena in the mare's novice hurdle at the festival, she could be a big player then. She was very impressive in the autumn.
Funny you mention Lorena, because I decided to make sure that the guys who we often see in the Postcast have their say. So I asked David Jennings and Paul Keeley. David Jennings we can't speak to for telephonic reasons. Paul Keeley's just lost his gallbladder. That was careless, so he's recuperating. But don't worry, he's studying up. David Jennings has said, and like I say, I'm not going to do the accent. I'm not going to give you the 10-minute version of why. Here are his fancies. King's Odyssey in the 150 at Cheltenham. He likes Lorena in the 245 at Fairyhouse, as you do. And then he's also got a couple on Sunday, which we will come to next. Paul Keeley. Should I do it in a Paul Keeley accent?
Great. Go on, try it.
Right, theatre territory in the 115 at Cheltenham. Okay, only got beat a length by Miss Parfois 2 starts ago at Cheltenham, getting only £1. She's won twice since and would carry 11 stone 10 in. Not joking you, she's a good thing. In the 150, Kustar Sivola, I'm not going to do the kills, it's a worst impression of all time. Kustar Sivola in the 115, in the 150 at Cheltenham has been laid out for this and will make all. 335 kills likes Thomas Campbell, who's a big price on Cheltenham form. Ignore Ascot, doesn't like it right-handed. And in the 315 at Donny, he likes Warrior's Tale. Huge price, given his neck defeat last time to Gold Present, who won a good race at Ascot next time out. Thank you, David. Thank you, Keels. Let's get the naps.
This will not be beaten.
Come on, Tom. Start off with a winner.
As I said earlier, I'm a big Finian's Oscar fan. I think 11-4, 5-2, whatever price, I think he'll win tomorrow, and I think he'll win at the festival. So take the 12-1 for the stayers now. I'm a big fan of the horse.
Finian's Oscar for Parky in the 335 at Cheltenham. And James, who's your nap?
Lammy Surge in the Skybet Chase at 315. Fingers crossed it stays dryish at Doncaster.
Jolly good. Sunday next.
Check out Paddy's Rewards Club. Place 5 bets of £10 or more across any sport in a week and get a £10 free bet the next week. Paddy Power, you beauty! Max £10 bonus per person per week. Excludes shop bets. Selected odds. Conditions and exclusions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
It's Bruce Millington, James Hill, Tom Park. We are looking ahead to Sunday's action. We've got a really good card at Naas. We've hopefully got a card at Fontmill, although they are inspecting and they're also racing at Sedgefield. But Naas is where the action is. We've got the 150, the Limestone Lad Hurdle. It's a grade 3, and we've got some decent names in there. We've also got the 220, the Woodlands Park 100 Club Novices Chase. James, do you have opinions on either of those contests?
Yeah. The 2 horses that won nice little Limerick over Christmas I fancy. Duca de Tay in the Limestone Lad at 150. Good form in France and just starting to show potential when it won at Limerick last time. I didn't think that was a bad race at all, and will like the softish ground. And in the Woodlands Park at 220, another good Limerick winner, Live, Love, Laugh.
What a lovely name for a horse.
Lovely name, and it was a nice bumper horse. Bit quiet last season, but it looks like he's getting his act together now. And yeah, I just narrowly prefer him to jury duty.
Okay. Oh, DJ's given me a couple. You haven't got anything for Ireland Sunday, have you, Parky?
Not really. I am a big jury duty fan, though.
Yeah,
I think he could be a player come the festival if he runs in the 4-miler.
Okay. Right, I've got 2 from DJ for Sunday at Naas. 250 Ballyward, that's the nap, and he also likes Wigs on the Green in the 320 at Naas. OK, chaps, well done. Weekend plans, James. You wanted to go to Cheltenham, but the rota has been unkind to you, hasn't it?
It has, I'm afraid, this weekend, yeah.
What are you doing, both days in the office?
Both days, yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's going to rain a lot, so I can smile at people when they come back.
Are you going to be betting, not sensibly, you always bet sensibly, but are you going to be a little, is it going to be a light betting day, or are you going to get stuck in, would you say?
I'll get stuck in enough. I mean, I don't like to overbet too much at this time of year. I want to keep my powder dry for the festival. But so it's a big day's racing. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Parky, what have you got planned for the weekend?
I'm in here as well.
Both days?
I give up my day off tomorrow to work in here, would you believe it?
Did you really? Why?
I was just helping out a friend. So.
Oh, that's really kind of you. You're such a team player, you both are. You're great lads. Thank you very much for your input on the podcast. Great debut, Parky. Good luck with all the tips there. Don't forget, you need to make sure you never miss another podcast by subscribing on iTunes, where you can also leave a rating if you like what you hear. OK, a bumper week on the podcast next week. Almost too many to mention, but I'll tell you what we've got. On the racing front, we've got the Monday review. On Tuesday, we're looking at Cheltenham. We've got another anti-post podcast there. What race have we doing, producer Jack? Stayers Hurdle. You've already told us Finian's Oscar's going to win that, haven't we?
Finian's Oscar.
Who wins that?
Le Bagot War.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's what one of the Keels went for, isn't it? I think that's got a good chance.
Righty-ho. And then we're back next Friday, looking ahead to next Saturday and Sunday's action. And we've also got football on Thursday as usual, but we've got a Super Bowl special and the Six Nations. So I think we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 podcasts next week. Do join us for them. Thank you very much indeed for listening today.
Check out Paddy's Rewards Club. Place 5 bets of £10 or more across any sport in a week and get a £10 free bet the next week. Paddy Power, you beauty! Max £10 bonus per person per week. Excludes shop bets. Selected odds. Conditions and exclusions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.